Hey everyone! Welcome to Jesus, all day, every day. Psalm 2 Study Guide. Psalm 2 is a profound meditation on the themes of divine sovereignty, human rebellion, and the ultimate authority of God's anointed king, often interpreted as a prophecy of the Messiah. This psalm reflects the tension between the rulers of the earth and God's plan, emphasizing the futility of opposing divine authority. Verses 1 through 3, the rebellion of nations. Why do the nations conspire and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth rise up and the rulers band together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, "Let us break their chains and throw off their shackles." Key themes here: human defiance. The nations conspiring illustrates the universal tendency to rebel against God's authority. Vain efforts. The phrase "plot in vain" underscores the futility of opposing God. What motivations drive nations and leaders to oppose God today? Consider both historical and current examples. In what ways do we see rebellion against God's authority manifesting in society? Reflect on times you've felt the pressure to conform to societal norms that oppose God's teachings. Verses 4 through 6, God's response. The one enthroned in heaven laughs, the Lord scoffs at them. He rebukes them in his anger and terrifies them in his wrath, saying, "I have installed my king on Zion, my holy mountain." Key themes: divine laughter. God's laughter signifies his complete sovereignty. He is unthreatened by human schemes. Divine authority. The establishment of his king in Zion symbolizes God's definitive plan for authority. How does understanding God's sovereignty affect your view of global events and leaders? In what ways does the imagery of Zion speak to the security and fulfillment of God's promises? Reflection. Consider how recognizing God's sovereignty can bring peace in chaotic times. Verses 7 through 9, the declaration of the Son. I will proclaim the Lord's decree. He said to me, "You are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask me, and I will make the nations your inheritance, the ends of the earth your possession. You will break them with a rod of iron. You will dash them to pieces like pottery." Key themes: messianic prophecy. This section highlights the relationship between God and the Messiah, affirming Jesus' divine sonship. Authority and judgment. The imagery of breaking with a rod of iron suggests the Messiah's power to judge and establish justice. What does it mean for Jesus to be referred to as God's Son in this context? How does this relationship inform our understanding of his mission? How can we reconcile the idea of God as a loving Father with the imagery of judgment? Reflection. Meditate on the significance of being an heir with Christ and what that entails for your identity. Verses 10 to 12, a call to wisdom. Therefore, you kings, be wise, be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and celebrate his rule with trembling. Kiss his son, or he will be angry, and your way will lead to your destruction, for his wrath can flare up in a moment. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. Key themes: wisdom and submission. The call for kings to be wise emphasizes the importance of recognizing God's authority. Blessing in refuge. The psalm concludes with a promise of blessing for those who submit to God's rule. Discussion questions. What does it look like to serve the Lord with fear? How can we balance reverence and love in our relationship with God? How do we see the call to kiss the Son as an invitation to relationship rather than mere submission? Reflect on areas in your life where you need to acknowledge God's authority and seek refuge in him. Application and reflection. Personal application. Write down specific areas where you struggle with authority, both God's and others, and commit to surrendering them in prayer. Community application. Organize a discussion or study group focused on current events and the Church's response to cultural shifts, drawing parallels to the themes in Psalm 2. Prayer focus. Pray for leaders in your community and around the world to recognize God's sovereignty. and for the Church to boldly proclaim the authority of Christ. Further study, Messianic context. Explore the New Testament references to Psalm 2, especially in Acts 4 verses 25 to 28 and Hebrews 1 verse 5, to understand its implications for the early church. Theological implications. Consider how Psalm 2 contributes to the doctrine of the Trinity and the nature of Christ's kingship. This guide aims to facilitate deeper engagement with Psalm 2, encouraging both personal reflection and communal discussion on its rich theological themes. If you found this Bible study helpful, please drop an amen in the comments section, like and subscribe to our channel, and share it with your family, friends and loved ones. God bless you, and thanks for watching.